Alright, welcome to today's video. A lot of crazy things because I don't have a lot of video of this stuff, but starting with electrical, then we're going to go into some other stuff in preparation to get the car to upholstery. That's where we're ending. So a lot of short clips showing you what I did. So first, starting with the battery in the trunk, you can see I put it in the trunk and I got to build all my own cables. So you can see I bought the ends, I bought all this stuff. I got to go from here down to the frame and the body and make sure everything's bonded. And over here, this is my positive cable, and it's going to run up to here where I'll put a distribution block and then up to the front. And we got to figure out how to do all that. So I mounted this little bracket that I bought, and that's my battery. Nice hidden behind the tire. So now start building some cables. I built all my own cables, and yeah, so you can see this is me pointing out the route too. There's the distribution block. So you can see I wanted a distribution block so that I could hook up car audio, which we'll get to also in this video. A little bit, tiny bit. So power in, power out, car audio stuff can come right off. This has come in very helpful with other things you needed in the back that you don't think of, like the reverse light. I'll pull a relay from here and do all that, but I don't have a lot of video of the finalizing of this car because, well, I got excited and I stopped videoing. But I did get some of the ground. See this ground wire here? This is old videos, but I built that wire. That bolt goes to the frame to the body. It is bonded. This thing is very solid, and you can see me testing with a light. So I go from the ground there to the battery. I use these grounding washers. They scratch the surface to rip the paint off. Electric stuff makes me very cautious because there's so much current flowing through it. But you can see from the ground to the battery, I am good. So now, does it work the other way from the battery to the grounds? And my daughter has a hammer next to my car, and my kids are crazy, climbing over my junk piles. But I also bonded the body. That's what I'm showing you here. So I have bonds on each of the four corners. I bonded there and there. Underneath in the back, it's got a couple bonds. The motor's got massive bonds. My daughter needs to put that hammer down now. Anyway, so I'm playing in the back, and you can see I'm going to hook it to the positive side, right? So we'll be able to set the clamp onto the positive side, and then you go, okay, does it work? So I touch bolts, I touch the trunk, I touch in here. That body is completely bonded to the battery because I get my light to come on everywhere. Now, let me show you how I build my cable. So I bought this little crimper tool off of Amazon. I don't remember, it was like 10, 20 bucks. I bought this 4/0 weld cable, both red and black, so I could have my positive and negative look cool. I strip it with a razor blade and get that little insulation portion off. Then once it's all stripped out of the way, set all the stuff down. Of course, fold your knife up, be safe. Then I fish all the wires into this little thing. It has a conical shape at the end to let stuff kind of go in. Nice, get it all in there, twist it, make sure it's fitting good. And you lift up this little piece. This is like a little die. Sorry, my hand's kind of blocking. Hopefully it shows it a little, yeah. So you can see a little die, and then you take that sledgehammer I took from my daughter, and boom. You bang it till it kind of stops. You lift it up, and then I bang down the conical end of it so that it was a little bit grippier. I don't know the word. So you basically just whack the crap out of it, and now that is crimped on the 4/0 wire. Nice little single hole end, and I put some heat shrink on it to make it look more professional. And of course I use the correct tools when I work, you know, a heat gun, or I call it a lighter because that's all I had. So I take the lighter, shrink it down, and it'll go pretty fast because I cut out a bunch of the boring heat shrinkery. So you get it all heated up, it shrinks around nicely, and you get a pretty little battery cable for relatively expensive. Actually, 4/0 wire is not cheap, especially some copper. So I get my power cables built, and I'll show you some routing. So I use some insulated clamps and self-tappers to hold this to the body, and then it comes up and hits my terminal block that I showed you earlier. And then from the terminal block, I'll be able to bring my car audio off of it, and it goes from there over, down through the body. It'll weave under behind the seat, and then it dives through the body, and then it follows the frame all the way up on the inside of the frame. Everything's going good. You get all the way to the front, and this is all long, old videos. Like I said, this is stuff I had to figure out before I did other stuff. So the cable comes up. I left a lot of slack, and I took it straight to the starter on this. And then I have these two little red wires. I should zoom back in, show you the red wires. This is called all you need to start a Cummins diesel. Right there. That's it. So you can see my wires, see my button. That's my fuel solenoid, and so that is how you start and stop my car. So that was the electric circuit. Now, I worked on the headlights. I did a whole bunch of stuff for the headlight canisters, but I'll show you this little clip. So this is a whole bunch of randomness that I've got done. This was a piece of the headlight. It goes in there and holds a retaining spring to hold the light in tension. These things, as you can see the rust everywhere, were rusted to pieces. So I got on my lathe, I took some bolts, and I took this piece, mimicked it a little bit, and took that bolt like that and spun it down to where you can see it look like this, and cut it off and drilled a little hole in it for new spring holders. I needed 2 per headlight, so I built 4 of these. So a lot of that's kind of how I did it. I'm super sorry I don't have a lot of good videos towards the end of my build because 1, I got excited, 2, I got frustrated because I was like, I can't work and take video. But car audio, now that we're jumping, like I told you, headlights, car audio, all this is me buying some 6x9s. I bought 4 of these, 2 pairs, and I amplify them, but this is just testing them in the living room or kitchen table to make my wife frustrated with me. No, there's no audio because I'm playing music. But I'll show you where they go in the front. So I hand the camera to my daughter, my son's standing in the way, and I had thought of all these different things, where to put the speakers, how to put the speakers. So these 6x9s, I wanted to make sure they'd actually fit, and that is where I wanted them. I don't want them in the door because I don't want wires getting crimped and stuff. So that's my 6x9. So a little bit of audio for you. Now we're on to windshield wipers. Like I told you, this is a crazy video. This is the original 1950s 2 window wiper, but I bought an aftermarket kit from a power window company. They use this cable-driven windshield wipers, and I loved it. So I tried to figure out, excuse me, I tried to figure out how in the world to incorporate that together. So I'll show you in just a second how I did it, but this is what I'm trying to get to, and let's go through how I did it. So I'll take this piece and let me show you. So I put it in a clamp, or I put it in a vise, take a grinder, and I got to cut off a clip because the clip I don't think was intended to ever come off. So I take the grinder and I grind for a few minutes. It's only a second or 2 for you because magic. And then once that's there, then I take some pliers and I rip off this piece or that piece, little retaining clip, and that frees up the windshield wiper bracket thing. I don't know what to call this. That is what I get. So when I have the wiper bezel, now you'll see I get followed in my shop working on my wipers. So I put tools away because I'm so organized, as you can see in the shop. Everything's so clean. But anyway, so I'll get some vice grips and I'll use my safety vice grips. Look at this. So I take it and I will put it in a drill press. And I'm basically going to drill it and tap it. So I'll try to make it quicker for you. So you start drilling into the, I think it's a brass material inside these things. And I drilled it out. Once it's all drilled out, I blow it out. once it's blowed out, you have the drilled out brass to the right size. Then I took and I got my tap and die set, and I tap it. So I get going on this. You put the little tap in there. It's all the right size. And then I'll speed this up for you so you don't have to see how boring it is to go so slow by hand to tap stuff. Or I'll let you imagine that I'm this fast. Ready? Super fast. You know, I'm really fast with my hands, but yeah, basically I ran the tap through this thing, tried to get it all cleaned out. I mean, first time through is kind of a struggle. You go through once or twice, you got it pretty good. But I basically run it in and out, get it going, get it all tapped. Even in fast motion, this is slow. Holy cow. But you can see I did all the work. That's more of what I like to show you guys is, I mean, if you ever find something you're like, man, I really want to know more about how you did that part, I'll gladly go back and create a video of how I did, if I can remember. But yeah, if you have interest in anything I've done, let me know. I will try to explain it in crazy Jake talk. I'll create a little video and whatever you want. But you can see me tapping this thing out right in the original brass. This is 70-year-old materials, tapping it, working it over, just so I can get this windshield wipers to work with some aftermarket stuff. And they did work. They were phenomenal. Don't remember the name of the company because I don't remember anything when I do it. If you're really interested, let me know. But it's like Power Window Specialist or something like that. They did a fantastic little kit for this. It was a pain in the butt to install, but that's just because of what I did. It's probably be real simple. I'll probably use it again in another car, but there you go. So I tapped it, got it all ready, and then slow it back down a little. You basically take that square piece that looks like a hinge that actually has a gear inside of it, and that piece goes together with that piece, and then this chrome piece goes on it. And that chrome piece bezel is what you would actually see. I'll show you. So if you're looking at the car, the chrome, that's backwards. Fix it. Turn it around. There it is. So that bezel faces that way. The rod's there, then the wiper blade will hit. So I got it all working. I can't find my videos. I know I had videos. I lost a lot of stuff lately, apparently. So I can go in better detail, but you basically take those. So here's a little better video of the bracket. See the little gear inside? Kind of, maybe? Right there. See the gear? So there's a cable that's ribbed, and as it goes back and forth with the motor, it causes the wipers to oscillate. And then that's my threaded piece that I stick in there. And then when I shove this up under the dash, this is all stuff I had to do to figure it all out, because it was harder to do after everything was done. So you can see that, and you picture the bezel on it, and it came out really nice. So that is how I did my windshield wiper blades, or wiper motor stuff. So I had to mount the motor, I had to mount all the stuff, bend this little cable thing around. It was super challenging and fun, and it works. But I also did all my own electrical. So before I could take it to the upholsterer, you can see the door panel now. I have a door panel I built, but I have all the wires for the entire car. It was a 22 circuit wire thing. I used like half, and my air conditioner box is installed. Fuse box is installed, and I got lots of wires done. So I worked on the air conditioner. You can see the condenser in the front. My father-in-law came over to help me. I've never done air conditioning. My neighbor came to help me, Kevin. He came over and helped me. We put the aftermarket hoses together. They were kind of tricky, but you can see we start it, we run it. I ran into issues. The air conditioner wasn't engaging. I found out it was my thermostat piece on the inside. Got a second one sent to me. Got it working. And basically we got the system charged up. It is ice cold. and I'm still working on a couple little things, but air conditioner works. I got everything done. And so you can see the floor, we got sound deadening, the roof is sound deadened, the overhead dash is in, everything I could think of electrically before I take it to the upholstery shop. So I start the car, this is a beautiful little clip. I start the car, it's a little sped up, just so you know I don't drive like this. But all sped up, little car's driving onto a trailer. And when it gets on that trailer, I don't have it for a couple weeks. But it's already done, so you'll be able to see a little bit more of the finishing touches next time. But you can see me, I cruising it. Yes, I'm driving on a bucket. There's no throttle pedal in the car right now. This is just like, here, put carpet in my car. The seats are already upholstered at this time. I've seen them, and they're amazing. I can't wait to show you that video of what they look like. This is loading up. You can see me on my old 1-ton Dodge. Yes, both Cummins cars. Kind of fun. But I'm all getting loaded up on a U-Haul because I don't own a trailer, which is a negative on my side. But U-Haul fits really nice. I've used this trailer. I've used their new trailers. Look at that. That's me climbing out of the car, trying to make sure everything's good. You can see the sound deadening everywhere. The panels are off because the guy's already upholstered those. That's my seat. And it's so filthy you can't take it to an upholstery guy with a dirty car. It's against the rules, right? So I rinse it all off, get it all cleaned up. And then once it's all kind of shinier, looking good, I had to air dry it, of course, by driving across the whole town and got to a shop. This is the guy's house. I didn't go to a fancy shop. I went to some guy's backyard, someone at work. It's like a cousin, uncle, friend. And he hooked me up pretty good. His name, Vicente. He did great work. But this was me dropping the car off for the first thing I didn't do myself. Second, I didn't do the window tinting, and I didn't do the upholstery. But I backed it off that trailer, backed it into his yard. You'll see me. Look at this. This was the most exciting day ever because this meant when I get it back, it's all the little touch-up things and figuring out stuff. Because you think you're done when you have upholstery, you're not done. But you know how rewarding it is to back a car into a guy's house, touch the seats that y'all show you next time, and the guy does phenomenal work. This is my son videoing, and I can't find that video either. I've lost a lot of videos, and if I find some, I'd love to show you more. But this is where the car sat for 2 weeks. I hope you enjoy.